Joe, first, just to start off, can you give us a little opening statement about your team and where they're at right now?
Well, I mean, we're 3 games into league play, and in the beginning of December, we made some changes to say, hey, in order to get the competitiveness we need, we're not seeing what we need developmentally of some of our younger guys, our big guys, seeing what I wanted from Ethan Taylor. We just made a couple significant changes to offensively, defensively, manner of play, style of play a little bit. And I think it's been a big positive for us. Now, anytime you do this, nothing, no X and O change, just pace, energy, style, like quickness, speed, press on defense. I've seen a big uptick from our guys. Learning curve obviously kicks into play. We've seen that as we hit league play, just with the elevated competitive level. I mean, we're playing nothing but really good teams. What I've seen in the first 3 games of league play is, I saw a lack of not the competitiveness we need from, first game Boise, unbelievable competitiveness for, 24 minutes, exactly what we want to see, Then these 5-minute stretches come, and that's what occurred. Then come back from Christmas, so again, the breaks, finals, game, Christmas, game. Don't see the competitiveness from our big guys against UNLV. So address that, game 2 to game 3. Saw an uptick from those 2 guys the other night against Wyoming, and saw us collectively for 40 minutes be way more competitive. Eliminated the 5-minute stretch. That just takes us out of a game. And that's what we got to continue to do. And obviously, anything I just said has nothing to do with the teams in our league, because every game we play, the team in our league is really good. This is top 7 rated conference again in the country. So everything I'm saying is just about us developing our team, changing our mentality, learning how to win, and ultimately in the end, that's what it comes down to for this group and this program right now is we haven't won. That's just the way that it is. This change in times. So now here we are. We've made changes. And it's all designed to learn how to win. Wyoming had a chance to win, competitive the way we need to be to win. Haven't won, so we're on the, we got to keep doing what we're doing to get on the learn to win sort of train and give ourselves cracks after crack at that. And we're going to stay with it, and the theme is going to be our competitive level has to continue to rise, collectively and individually.
Some of those improvements, have you seen them more offensively, defensively, or maybe a little of both?
Yeah, I've seen them both. Obviously, definitely offensively. Now, with this change, as we've seen big-time positives in terms of different kinds of baskets, different looks for the other team to have to deal with. Turnovers is an issue for us right now. We have to cut down on our turnovers. So, like I said, 3 games in the league, overall 5 games. Playing this way, okay, we got to make sure that we take care of the ball. And ultimately, it just comes down to competitiveness. Everybody knows you got to win the possession. In order to win the possession offensively, you got to put the ball in the basket. You got to finish the play. We have to get better at that. In order to do that, you got to have the ball. I mean, it's that simple. If you give the ball, you don't even get that opportunity. So they go hand in hand. But offensively, that's what we have to see improvement in as we keep our pace up. And then defensively, I've seen big-time benefits. We're turning people over. We're making them feel and play differently. So that's the goal. What we haven't done is, and especially as we've gotten in the league with the competition level going up, is I can't explain how these teams shoot so well from 3 and they don't shoot that well against anybody else. As we are changing the way that they attack us, as we are turning them over, our shooting percentage defense just has to improve. So we'll figure out a way to keep working on that. If we can improve in those 2 areas, then that would go a long way towards, one, keeping away those 5-minute stretches, which is number one thing, and making us remain competitive throughout the whole 40 minutes.
And you mentioned learning how to win. How do you get a team that hasn't played a lot together to get from that being close late in the game to getting over the hump and winning?
Well, I think what you got to do is you got to make it a habit to be in those situations. We haven't done that, and that's been a challenge in the league. Every game you go out there, you're not playing against freshmen and sophomores. The landscape's changed from 20 years ago. It doesn't matter. You're out there, and everybody has guys that have played 125 college basketball games, which means, if they're at the teams in this league, haven't played that means they've won. Right? There's not with freshmen who maybe have not won at this level, that haven't played at this level, or sophomores. So that's one thing that every night you take to court, that's who your competition is. And for us, that means we just have to concentrate on what we have to do to stay competitive, to make it a habit for 40 minutes to put ourselves in those situations. We had to do this 20 years ago. I mean, we had to learn how to be in every game. At first, when you haven't won, when you're not a traditional program that has guys that have won in it year after year, then first you have to do is learn that we have to be in the game, giving ourselves a chance to win. You got to be there in the last 5 minutes. You got to learn how to do that first. That's what our goal is now. You do that, then you put yourselves in those situations over and over again, and then you get that experience. And ultimately what you learn is, well, that experience is the same thing that you did in the first 35. It's just now a little more pressure, but it's a habit. You know what I mean? And then if your habit is to take care of the ball, you do it in those 5 minutes. If your habit's to finish that three-point play, make your fouls, which not our habit yet. So we have to learn to do that, and that's what our challenge is, and we're going to focus on it. And again, theme is just like this: raise your competitive level. Raise your competitive level like every possession. Like for us to learn how to win, 40 minutes is too much to learn how to win, with a group that's young that hasn't. It's win this possession. Then you got to get on there and win this possession. And we're playing, part of our changes, I'm playing 10 guys. I'm playing 11 guys. I'm trying to play 12 guys. Well, that means 10, 11, and 12 guys have to play to win this possession. It's not just traditionally for, say, me. It's a change for me. Traditionally, I got 6, 7 guys, and those guys learn how to play to win, you know what I mean, and win a possession. I'm talking now 10, 11, 12 guys having to do that and rotating. So no matter who's out on that court, we have that sort of mindset. We have that weight of understanding that we're winning this possession. That's it. That means what on defense? That means you got to get the ball, you got to see the ball, you got to go grab the ball, you got to make them miss, you got to get it. We all know this, but that's a mentality in today's day and age of college basketball, and they got 23 and 24 and 25-year-olds that have played 120 games, right? They know that. They know that, and that's what the battle is. And then offensively, same principle. You got to play however you're going to play, but then you got to finish the play. You got to have the ball. You got to finish the play. You got to put it in the basket. And in our case right now, every offensive possession is geared toward getting a good shot so you can put it in, or at getting fouled. And unfortunately for us, right, getting fouled and putting and finishing that possession and winning that possession is something that we have to learn to do, right? And there's 2 parts to it. Do it, get fouled, then you got to finish the possession and win the possession. And obviously we all know there's too many lost possessions that way, and ultimately that goes a long way towards learning how to win.
Your next one coming up on the road at San Diego State. What can you tell us about that matchup?
Well, they just get easier. The matchups just get easier. So, the San Diego State's unbelievable. I remember the first time I saw them play this year on TV. I'm sitting at home trying to enjoy myself. I put the TV, and all of a sudden I flicked the clicker, and all of a sudden, hey, they're on. I'm like, oh my God, they're better than they've been. So they're just, and they're different. I mean, they're just, what do they lead the country in shot blocks maybe? I mean, teams shoot 35% against them. They're historically that way, but it's like a different that way this year. They're different. They don't have the monsters in terms of the girth. They got the monsters in terms of this long, lean, whap-away shots, and that's going to be the challenge. And, so first game it's Boise State, and they got these, thick monsters, so it doesn't matter. It's San Diego State. There's going to be 11,000 there. We went to Boise State. It sold out with 11,000. So it doesn't matter about them. I mean, what matters is our competitiveness, our competitive level, our having that kind of mindset to go in there and keep working to get better at what we need to do to develop the way that we need to develop.